What's going on, fellow humans and resellers? It is I, James. 22 years selling full-time on eBay. And it's Tuesday morning. Got one posh I forgot to send out yesterday. Chi Omega hat sold for 12 bucks. Make sure we get that out. So, let's see what happened yesterday. So from what I can tell, the offsite ads do not take extra promotions from, it's not double dipped. None of mine have been double dipped as of yet. But let's see what happened yesterday. See what numbers were. I kind of like where I'm at now. Like, I don't even really pay attention. Like, I'll look about 5 to see if I'm where I'm at. And then I kind of just forget about it. Because it always feels like now, at least with the way eBay's rolling, at least somewhat partially for the better, that I'm at least going to make my low end. And even though yesterday was a very choppy day, and had like several times where there was couple hours here, couple hours there, where nothing came through, even up to 3 hours. It always feels like at least I'm going to make my low end goal. So I like that. But I was leading somewhere until I lost it. Yesterday there were some issues with the site. Like, well, the one thing I commented on was the search seems like it's back to 0 again. Now, if you remember, I had that long Caterpillar I sold. When I listed that and played with that, I could look up Caterpillar Plush, and Caterpillar Plush would come up. Yesterday, I found a little Caterpillar I was listing, typed in Caterpillar Plush, and like 30,000 plus cat plushes came up. That to me seems like that step backwards I've talked about here and there, where it seems like things are starting to work, but then it goes backwards again if it's AI learning. But yeah, so yesterday I couldn't even search Caterpillar Plush. And then there was other times where I was clicking on stuff and just get nothing would ever just come up, or just the blank white page would come up. When I was trying to list and draft, can't remember what action I was doing, but it would just sit there and spin. I'd have to refresh the whole page. So, little issues here and there I noticed, but we made it up to $541 yesterday. I am on this downward step for the last 4 days, which I'm taking picture of because Saturday I upped my percentage 1%. Well, if I up my percentage 1%, and since then I've gone down, then maybe I take a step back. So that's why I'm watching that. So I'll watch that for a few more days, because maybe I'll go 1% back. Right now I'm at 4 and 6. I was at 3 and 5. We're at 9:20, and I'm only at $58 this morning. Seemed like there was a 7-hour shut off last night. And another thing, I don't know if I've ever said too, on these shutoffs, my theory of the eBay site being down, it's usually almost spot on to either the top of the hour or the bottom of the hour. It's not like any weird ones like, oh, they stopped at 10:19, but then came on at 4:43. It's nothing. It's usually like yesterday was 10:30 until 6:30. So actually more like 8:30. But there was 3 sales in that time period. And so 9 hours, 3 sales. So and it was 11:30 to 8:30. So that's another like red flag that just always stood out to me about those hours overnight, that they're almost perfectly to the hour or the middle of the hour. Let's see. How many items sold yesterday? 34 items, 14 organic, 20 promoted. So more on the promoted side than the organic. So I wonder if they, even if they don't double dip, if they count them as promoted. Because I think I ended up at least having 4 sales yesterday. Let me see exactly how many I had on the offsite ads. And then my return on investment thing was up near 5. So that was good. So yeah, 5 sold, $19 spent, $75 made, 3.89% return on ad spend. Yeah, so with more clicks and no sales, that 5 went down a couple of points. It's a couple of points. All right. Questions and comments. With these types of sales, like over 2,000, how much are you actually making? Are we talking 20, 100, 500, or 1,000? I'm not sure where the 2,000s. Oh, for the month, for the weekend it was. The percentage I'm running at now is about 35%. So 2,000, 35% would be what? Quick math. 50% would be 1,000. So add a couple of more 150. I don't know. So the cost is maybe $750, I guess, right? I don't know. I'm just doing quick math. So out of 2,000, I might be doing like 1,250, 1,300 profit. Where before I was running 50-50. So only 1,000 would have been. So that's why I'm a lot more comfortable now. Because that extra little bit of money, and that extra $100 a day is huge when you times it by 30 days, times it by 12 months. So, but yeah, so that's good. Let me go into sales and see what the percentage is at. This month, we're at 41 right this second. So 41, so that's more like toward the 800 range. So about 1,200 in the pocket. That is including the offsite ads now. I forgot to take that into consideration. So we might be pushing, instead of 35 to 38, might be pushing 38 to 42 maybe. So not 100% sold on the offsite ads, keeping them or not yet. Yesterday was the first full day, but yet since I turned them on, my sales have been going down. So like if I was making a decision today, what I would do on the next test is turn offsite on and go back down 1% and see what happens. So I would take a step back and go, okay, am I going to get the same that I did before turning them on? So if I was making that decision today, that would be my next step. But I'll give it a couple more days before I make that determination. Because it's about finding that balance, you know. I'm not going to give up more than I have to. So watching that cost percentage-wise is going to be key. So I want to keep that down 35 and under if my money's not increasing to mirror it. we'll keep an eye there. Crazy, my eBay store seems to be controlled. No sales Friday, Saturday, then Sunday. In 1 hour, sold 10 items, then closed again. Yeah, that whole spurts of things have been a on and off thing, it seems like. Bonus, eBay owns us. Ah, that's a good one. I was trying to come up with bonus yesterday. eBay owns us. That's awesome. Remember to like the comments, James. The way you've captured the essence of embracing our inner child is truly inspiring. Thank you for sharing your vision. Well, thank you for those words. For the one person who had the free shipping when they ran a sale, there is a button that you can click underneath where you do the percentage when you run the sale. Have made this mistake accidentally clicking it. That's an older video there. And I thought of an issue I had while reading that, and now I lost it. For the one person who had free shipping who ran a sale. Oh, I've got a customer who's got 2,600 feedback, so he's been buying and or selling for a while on eBay. Has not been able to check out. He bought 2 CDs, sent offers, $5 a piece instead of $5.50 or $5.99. So I accepted them both. He couldn't check out because he was reading the original price, which we've heard this problem before. I sent him an invoice with the correct. Still, when he went to check out, it would try to charge him the original price of the item instead of the offer taken. So the offer world is still that new offer thing that's rolling out. And that's still not 100% out yet either. So that world is still a mess right now. And he's going on about 4 days now trying to pay. And I go, you're going to have to contact eBay. All I can do is send you the invoice. And in the past, that worked. And since it's not working now, you're going to have to contact eBay somehow because I have no other method after that. James, with your net sales up 27%, I'm surprised you're making changes. Yeah, that's just to find a balance. Find that perfect spot. You know, if I can get up to 37%, well, boom, there you go. You know, it's about trying to climb, but not giving. For each percent I climb, I want to see my, sales do X amount also. So, and that would be in line with keeping that sales cost down. So that's going to be the most key numbers, that sales cost. So, because you can always go backwards. Not shocking. That's eBay for you. That's the Caterpillar thing. You have to search it like this: Caterpillar plush minus cat. The problem is no one does that. No one knows to do that. I wouldn't even know to do that. The 3 to 4 cha-chings interruptions were funny. These are the kind of interruptions. Also, Courtney doing her stretches at the end of the video. No cha-chings yet this morning. Boo. eBay and YouTube have the same search issues. You search for something specific and videos or listings, they have nothing to do with the search come up. Hi, James. My sales last week and weekend were a record low. I never had a weekend with 0 sales and only a couple of small sales from last weekend. I had to put my promoted back up to 10% to get any sales for some reason. Looks like they turned my sales off for pretty much a week. Not good. I also had 0 offers sent out available up until Monday. After I restarted my sale, reset 100 items, did my normal 5 listings and deleted my promoted listings, which were at 3%, and restarted it at 10, I could swear by the afternoon it gave me 5 offers to send. Yeah, that's one thing I've always do. If it seems like something's off and I want to do something, I'll turn off the promotions and turn them back on. I'll wait a couple of hours and turn them back on. I always seem to get a jolt when I make a change. Like even when I made the change from going up 1% on, I did it on Friday. I didn't get a jolt, actually. Did I do it Friday? Yeah. I don't look like I got a jolt because I still went down. At least for the overall day. But other times I've noticed it seems like you get a jolt when you do it. That's the first thing I go to. Whoops. When I start having a problem like that. Is to do something to shake up the algorithm. And then also, too, don't forget to end and sell similar if you have items that, have been sitting there for, I always say, over 3 months. But if you got a lot less items, you can do it. If you have the free listings anyway. My weekend was quiet up until Sunday. At 2 or 3, all my sales came through. Watchers and offers then shut off. Huh. Keep these coming, informative. That's an old short I put up. You need to shop your store and look at it that way. I just bought 3 items from a big store on eBay. They should shop their stores in the They should shop their stores. It would be an eye-opener. I am making changes after doing that. I now see why people concentrate on specific categories in their store. Yeah, I get it. I used to be so specific, but you only get so many store categories, unfortunately. But like for music, I used to have it broken down to category, pop, rock, metal, religious, soundtracks. And my media was so broken down, I didn't have room to make categories for other items. So limited on that. So you can only do so much. I do have like 2, I don't know. Yeah, I stopped really worrying about the details when I ran out of ran out of room to make new categories. So I think I still have room there right now for a few more, but not too many more. So it's not like I can really do too much more in that world. So a big store is, if you look at it that way, it could be its own worst enemy. But the way I kind of look at it is most people know what they're searching for, and they're either Googling it or searching it and buying one item and out. Even when I did free shipping, it's the same way. And that's why I don't do like free shipping, because you get more onesies than bulk, and it's just not worth it. So that's when I kind of just gave up. Okay, CDs going CDs, cassettes going cassettes, DVDs going DVDs. No more, can't break them up anymore. So watching some YouTube videos says, I think no matter how you configure your store, the vast majority of shoppers are only going to purchase one item at a time. Exactly what I said here. Catering to multiple item shoppers might seem like a good idea, but they will always be the minority. Yeah, but the thing about the multi-item shoppers is they're doing it because they have the time and they like to search through the stores to look for it. It's almost like virtually digging through a thrift store almost. There we go, cha-ching. So it's a balance, and if I had unlimited categories, maybe I could, because then I could break them down individually underneath a main category. But we had a solid weekend. Almost 900 income tax refunds are starting to roll out. All right, I think we're into yesterday's stuff now. Dun, 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 dun. So now I'm at $80 at 9:30. Okay, that was a dress just paid for. LuLaRoe purple dress. All right, I think everything else is pooled. And we've got 1 to UK, 2 to UK, 1 to Mexico. How's Mexico again coming through? And Saudi Arabia. I had a multi-order to Saudi Arabia. Nice. I haven't sent there in a minute. Remove there. Combine purchase. Sure. All right. Yesterday I was doing some numbers because somebody, for some reason, there's some people who don't understand that having having $700 in storage fees is bad for business or something. I don't know what their mindset is, but we got this Callaway hat sold for $13, headed to Jefferson, Wisconsin. So somebody made a comment. Yeah, but you got $700. So I started doing the math on it. I'm like, what are these people in an uproar about? It don't make sense. Like, first off, all businesses have some kind of overhead. If you have a storefront, you have a lease, you have electric, you have gas, you got extra insurance. You got a lot of overhead. You got employees. When you work out of the house, you can write part of it off as a business expense. That's overhead. Damn. But so I started doing math. So I got about probably just somewhere around 1 million pieces of product in storage. So I divided that by like 700, and it came out to like 0.0007 or something like that. So way less than a cent per item per month. And it came to like 0.008 cents per item per year. I'm like, it's not even 1 cent per item per year. It's not even after 10 years, 10 cents per item that's been built onto each item. So it's not like it's an outrageous cost. And when you got a business that's bringing in $300,000+ a year, $700, you want the most write-offs you can get. And then plus, that comes in when I say the product is paid off. No, it's not paid off. You're paying $700 a month. It's overhead, but okay, so I got 10 cents per item cost in my storage lockers because they've been in there for 10 years. It's like, really? Anyway, Cardinals hat. Headed to Chesapeake, Virginia. So I don't know. People just like to try to find holes in people's business because they're miserable, I guess. I don't know. The last thing you want in business is huge profits. You want to find a way to incorporate the money you make back into your life somehow. So the money's not going to taxes. To Uncle Sam. Like this year, I've already got it planned out that probably in a couple months I'm going to buy me a new computer, because my computer is, I guess we're going on about 6 years old, 5, 6 now. My main one. And after 7 p.m., it starts lagging. I don't know what the hell happens to my computer after 7 p.m. I cannot figure it out. It'll start lagging really bad. I'm like, what is kicking on at 7 o'clock that's just doing this to my computer? And during the day, it'll do it a little bit here and there. So I don't know what the hell I can't figure it out. I've tried. I've turned off everything I can, or that I know I can anyway. And I can't figure out what's causing it to lag. I'll turn off Spotify, everything, and it's still lagging. So then I'm going to use that computer as my entertainment computer, basically. For my secondary computer, for my videos and stuff. And then I can run Spotify on it, and then get a new computer for work. Anyway, I got a St. Louis Cardinals cap. Head to Key West, Florida, sold for $14.40. So I'm going to have that expense this year. So yesterday I talked about my new strategy on my listing process during the day. Putting the items in a box and just maybe listing a little bit during the day and then setting boxes aside for the week and then do them all in one day. Not going to work. Yesterday I got about 100 done and I'm already 3 boxes deep stacked. I'm like, I have nowhere to put these boxes. I got to go through them now. So I figured instead of doing them, wait till the end of the week, I'll wait till the end of the day. So after I ran the stairs, took a bath, then I go, okay, now it's time to list these items. I go, oh, that kind of fits perfect into every day now. If I go out bike riding, when I get home, take the bath, then go and get the stuff listed in the store. Putting them up at night, that'll give me a little experiment too with how it seems like everything shuts off at night. We'll see if we have any fast sales at night. I don't think there's going to be. There wasn't last night. My only fear was that stuff's going to get lost somehow and maybe take an extra day to index, if you will, because of the overnight shutdowns that appear. Theory again, of course, but we'll see. We got some and one flip-flops here. Headed to Long Beach, Washington, sold for $10.50. So yeah, so the day will now include just doing drafts or filling in the details of the drafts all day. Today is a off day. Tuesdays and Thursdays are going to be my off days when it comes to working out, or doing any exercising. Especially during doing the stairs, I don't want to. If I go overboard on the stairs, I'll end up not being able to walk properly for 2 days, 3 days. Actually, probably even longer. I think last time I went 5 days because I went too hard on the stairs. Next up. Did I get that? Yes, I did. I'm pregnant. Dude, I swear. Like an hour after I do something, I don't even remember it. That's why I don't remember half the stuff I say in these videos. David Gray, promo CD single. Headed to Missouri City, Texas, sold for $7.50. I'm going to take that as not a getting old thing. I'm taking that as being an open thing. I say whatever comes to my mind. I'm not going to remember everything I say. So that's how, I guess, how you can tell it's not scripted. I just talk whatever's on my head. Next up, we've got, are you ready? Hey. These CDs, back in the day, when I was doing Amazon and eBay, would just sit in my store. Farshid Etiko CDs. No, this stuff wouldn't. This is the stuff that I would sit on back in the day going, man, why am I even wasting my time listing this stuff? It's never going to sell. So it got thrown in storage. Gets listed eventually, finally now. $13.60, $8. Staying in the area, Webster Groves, going over there. So I guess this is local stuff. That's probably why. So some local jazz stuff. Which would make sense why it not necessarily would sell very well to anybody outside of Missouri or St. Louis area. So I never really paid attention to where they were from. So that makes sense. But instead of listing them for a penny on Amazon and 2012, they're selling for $20 plus total in 2024. And that's why I've got my storage lockers. Because I guarantee you I've got plenty more of those in there. And it's a beautiful thing. Now that I'm finally, really getting into one. The goal is to get one emptied this year, so then I can buy some new shelving, convert it over into the next storage listed area. We've got Raker's Elevator vintage hat. Sold for $9, headed to Whitner, California. So pulling out of there and organizing down here so that it all fits will give me a totally another, like, I guess maybe they're 10 by 15. Another 10 by 15 space to put some shelving up. That might be more like 15 by 20. That seems more right. 15 by 20. Plus, it allows me to find all this cool stuff, like those games. And I think I've only sold 2 of those promo singles I put up. I put up a lot of them, so I'm kind of surprised that more haven't sold. Because on some of them, I was the only one, only one of a few that was on eBay. And I made sure I undercut everybody. So, Dixie State cap sold for $18.40, headed to St. George, Utah. But as we know, eBay's not right now anyway, so who knows? What's the word I'm looking for? Damn it, I used to use the word. Not bulk, but having so many items, the word I was looking for, I can't think of, has saved me up to this point. Then there should be no harm into doubling down. I got 2 items that really made me smile today. This one, Gatlinburg Shirt, 4XL. I picked this up on the last Smoky Mountain trip. We were there. Paid 25 cents. 20 cents for these. I picked up, I think, 4 or 5 of these for 20 cents a piece. They were 5 for $1 and a 5 for $1 t-shirt box. And a church thrift store in the Smoky Mountains. I forget what it's called. I think it's over near the road Dollywood's on. There's a gas station. Can't remember what else is there. I think there's like a big grocery store, but it's a name that I don't remember because I think it's local to the area. Headed to Burnsville, North Carolina, sold for $12. So that was one of the items that made me, when it makes me think of like where I got it and the enjoyment of getting it, that would be the Smoky Mountain trip. Makes me smile. I like how just when you're buying and selling something like this can just add another layer to your happiness. Not the fact that you just sold it, but bringing back the memory of getting it and making that decision made you X amount of money. I think that's probably like one of the biggest things with reselling is those shots of you made the right decision type of feels. At least for me, it always made me feel like I knew what I was doing, you know? I mean, when I took so long in life to figure out what the hell I was going to do because I couldn't figure nothing out. So every time I get reassured that I did something right, it feels better to me because I've always expected to be a failure. So, and here's the second one, Anthony, somebody, For You Alone. This was picked up Smoky Mountains the year before when I bought all those local-ish religious cassettes for 25 cents a piece. So I still got like probably about 50 of these things still that haven't sold, but I've sold plenty of them to make my money back and then some. This one alone sold for $14. So this is the kind of stuff where nobody else is going to have it online, so you can make your own price. And I accept all offers that come in on them because you're only going to get what somebody's willing to pay for these items. But this person bought straight out for $14, headed to Beaverton, Oregon. If I remember correctly, the other ones were headed back down to Tennessee. Maybe not all of them, but a couple of them that stand out in my head. I remember saying headed back to Tennessee. This one's going up to Oregon. So I think that's just still ingrained in me, you know, like just because I think it was for so many years of my life, feeling like a loser. Like I was never going, and loser in my eyes was basically never getting out of my situation. You know, my goal growing up in the area I did was to get out of that type of area and that environment. So failure to me was never getting out of that environment. Even if I was working at 2 jobs or 3 jobs, still never have the ability to get out of that environment. So even when I was working 3 jobs and I was still stuck there, I felt like a failure. So the fact that I am not there and just something as simple as a t-shirt can make me feel better, I like that. That's happiness. Irrational Fraction CD, that's mighty big. That's a Mighty Big If CD, sold for $10, headed to Minnesota. And they always say you got to do what you love. And I've always loved finding items and reselling them. But then to have like a successful feeling added to that, when you always ingrained in your own head that you were never going to be successful because everything you tried just failed, and to actually hit a home run, what are the odds of people who do that, you know? Especially, I mean, I think it's a little bit easier nowadays because, like I said, when I was growing up, like I didn't even know what a pharmacist was. So you were very limited to your surroundings. Where now your surroundings these days is anywhere in the world with the internet. Confirm and pay. And I think that's why I like being an everything seller too. It's like, well, before I guess I could say I was raised on selling anything that could make me $1. So still being able to say that and actually do it, it feels like it's a constant mental reward. And I can get that fix of adrenaline a lot more often. Like if you go into a thrift store and you're only looking for one specific thing, you could leave disappointed. Oh, I didn't find it. But me, no matter where I go, what store I go in, I'm going to find not just one, I'm going to find several different items to go, woohoo, 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 right? So that's definitely one big perk of being an everything seller. Plus, not much has fit in my head over the years, you know? I barely made it through high school. So there's a lot of room up there for pointless stuff. Let's see, if you had to break open my brain and say, what's in here? You're going to find a lot of information on junk that's worth what it might be worth. You're going to find the ability to maybe do some quick division and quick percentages. And you're going to find lyrics to hard rock songs. You might not find much else. And history stuff too, and theories and conspiracy theories. You'll find that stuff too, because I enjoy that. That's pretty much it. But you know what? I like it simple. I love it simple, honestly. I mean, I'm just a simple, dumb kid from South St. Louis who decided to work hard at something I love and became successful at it. And I think that's one thing that I would say to a lot of you guys out there who, if you are struggling with these eBay issues, look in them, ask yourself, how hard are you working? Could you be doing a little bit more? The answer to that question is always yes. You just got to figure out how to do it depending on your situation. Like, I wish I could help more people, but I would have to know their situation, right? Like, I would have to go to them wherever they are in the country, look at where they're at, their finances, their surroundings, where they're running the business from, and then also their surroundings geographically, right? Like, that would be the ultimate for me. Like, that could be a cool future, like, episodes of, like, James in retirement, like, type of thing, where I could go to X city and X state and give everybody I can that, because the hardest thing, like, for me, I've always believed can't and won't, that's never a thing. Can't, it don't exist. There's always a way to do it. The hard part is just figuring out how to properly do it. You can do anything, but figuring out the right way or the path to do it, that is the hardest thing ever. Like, something simple for me that is maybe simple, or something that's hard for me that might be simple for others. Like, okay, if I wanted to write a book, what the hell would I do? My first thought would be, but I don't use the word, I can't write a book. I don't even know what to do. But you know what? You can write a book. Just figure it out. And all I have to do is Google, hey, how do I write a book? And I'm sure there's a million videos out there exactly how to run it down and do it nowadays. But in my head right now, I like the idea of doing some kind of a book. I don't know what it would be or what the topic would be on. But I've always liked the idea of doing some kind of book. Like, for some reason, I've always seen a book in my future. But what that entailed, I don't know. I always thought of it as a personal autobiography, but I've always thought, who the hell wants to hear anything about that? But my first step would be like, I don't know what to freaking do. How do I even start? What do I put it on? And, do I write it on paper? Or is there a website that has a program. You know, like I have no idea the first step. But yet there's a local guy, Garrett, who wrote a book about Mississippi Nights, him and his wife put together. And they went from beginning to end, and he's a local guy. He's got it in all the stores. And I look at that and go, he did it. I can do it. Hell, he did it. He knows who I am. I know who he is. I can just ask him. It's that simple. And he would let me know. Last time I went to the toy show. Oh, yeah, the toy show. Last time I went to the toy show to see Bill. He's the guy I buy the toys from who does flea markets and toy shows and stuff. Actually, the Garrett guy came up. He was passing. He goes, "Are you James?" I'm like, "Yeah." So he recognized me, and of course I recognized him. I was like, "Cool." So we started talking. But Bill, I heard through the grapevine that he had a stroke, a major stroke. This has been a friend of mine. He's probably 20 years older than me. Maybe not 20, maybe 15 or so. But anyway, since the Goodwill days down in downtown when they first opened, we got to know each other down there. And so I bought stuff from him literally for 10 years. And then he would be at times, back in the day when he was going to the bins almost daily, he would call me over and say, "Hey, got all these hats, you want to come get them?" Or the one time there was all these wolf plates, like kind of like the Franklin Mint plates, but they had the wolves on them. There was like, I don't know, like 75 of them. He's like, "I put all these in the cart, man. Do you want them?" I go, "What's the name on them?" I looked them up, and they were all going for okay money. I'm like, "Yeah, I'll come over and get them," because glass over there was cheap. So I went over. So he was always been a hookup for the past 10 years with all kinds of stuff. Buying it from him or him just calling me, say, "Hey, get over here." Actually, the last time, about a month ago, I got a call from him and Tiffany over at the bins. They're saying, "Hey, get over here. We got some stuff for you." And Tiffany's another one. She collects video game stuff. They're like, "Hey, get over here." So, but then a couple of weeks ago, apparently he had a stroke. I texted him. I haven't had a response. I heard he's in recovery now, so that's at least good. But he hasn't, returned any of my texts yet. So hopefully he's going to be back to normal. That's what I'm hoping. Being the fact that him or his wife hasn't responded to the text, I'm thinking maybe it's a little bit more serious than, I don't know. So I'm hoping for the best for Bill. Okay, we got this international stuff here. So, sorry, I'm tearing up a little. Because he's been such a good guy to me. All right, we got a lot of hats going to Saudi Arabia. Sold for like $37. We got Bear Mountain, a Titleist. Make sure I got the right ones here. Missouri Athletic Club, Cargo, Washington, D.C. That is, and Bass Pro Shops. Yes. Ooh, yeah. I didn't think they were going to pay. I got an offer on a Rage Against the Machine shirt for $70, but they only had like 19 feedback. I'm like, probably not going to pay. They just paid $75. Biggity bam. So let me get a bigger box. Did I forget to order my 10x6x8s? I think I did. I thought I ordered them though. I'll have to check. Maybe they just didn't send them to me. I had to break them open. Whew. But yeah, hope he gets better. We've made a lot of money off of each other over the years, me and Bill. Saudi Arabia. My ears have been itching. My sinuses have been crazy lately, so my ears have been itching like nuts. Like last 2 nights, I've had that pressure in my head when I sleep. But now I got this little bump on the inside of my ear. I had Jan look at it. She thought it was a pimple, but I don't think it's a pimple because it's been there for about a week now. And I've been crushing on it, and it ain't going away, so I'm not sure what it is. Crushing on it. Oh, Bump, you are so pretty. Been crushing on you. No, not that. Oh, and Marcus Dixon's Pickens, he totaled his car. So go over to his channel and give him some love, man. He got into an accident yesterday. So go show him some love. So he's looking for a used car that he can buy for cash. So if anybody has any hookups, have an old car laying around that you're not using anymore, that you might be willing to part with, head over to Marcus. I appreciate it. He's a good guy. I like people who are good people. That's why, I don't know. Wonder if, is that like, I don't know, like social media, you know, it allows people to get closer and get to know each other, but it also allows more people to be fake. And maybe that's why it's, people have a harder time not looking as people as individuals, because there's so many people who's just putting on a fake thing for monetary reasons or whatever, you know, or because they're insecure of themselves, so they have to play this character, and because they think that that's going to, you know, make them more money or get them more views or more likes or whatever, right? So I wonder if that's got something to do with the fact that people can't look at people as individuals these days. We got this Bell hat. I just put Bell logo. I didn't even look up the logo. Head to the UK. Sold for $10.50. So people who put themselves out there, where you can tell that they're not that they're just not hiding anything, but they're not phony. You know, of course, everybody, I'm guessing, has something they don't want to talk about. I mean, me personally, I would talk about anything. I don't care. There's nothing wrong with having stuff that you just want to hold to yourself, but you can still tell that a person's being authentic, right? They're not faking something just for whatever reasons. So those are the people I gravitate to more the most, you know, because it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter if a person's totally opposite of me. I can still be friends with that person because, you know what we have in common? We're genuine. And I'm not saying Marcus. I mean, I'm sure we've got more stuff in common than not. But I'm talking even if there was somebody who was just totally opposite of you, I look at it as yin yang, totally opposite. Okay, what can I learn from you? Because I got an open mind that I'll learn stuff from you. So maybe you can pick up, maybe it'll be an awesome match to be friends, right? Because at the end of the day, we would both be good-hearted people not, you know, and coming from the same, I guess, humanity place is similar enough for me. Or just life, period. I mean, it's more than just humanity to me, it's life. Like, and I say that as a meat eater, but I'm also not clueless to the fact that creatures were put on this earth to eat each other, or tigers wouldn't do it, or, you know, I mean, lions wouldn't do it. Humans would never have done it. So I'm not oblivious to that. Sure, I would like to not be a meat eater. Sure. But what's, with the technology where it is right now, what's the realistics behind that? It's a lot more than it was 10 years ago, of course. But my question is, can you get Popeye's chicken to taste like Popeye's chicken, even if it's not Popeye's chicken? If you can, and it's healthier, I'm all there. You know what I mean? So I can easily be swayed if it tastes good enough. But now that I'm watching what I eat, I haven't had Popeye's chicken in a couple of weeks. So I'm only allowing myself Popeye's like once a month. And I'm only allowing myself a frozen Coke once on the weekend. Okay. What am I doing? Okay, so it's done. That's done. 10:47. And yes, I did run the stairs yesterday, even though I didn't make the video. I just was sweating, and I was like gung-ho after doing the steps. I'm pulling on it. So I started just to put the camera here after I had it all pulled and just go through it. I'm like, no, I got to get back to work and get listening to stuff. So I didn't even stop to take time to do a video last night. I'm like, just keep going. Since I am on a schedule now, so that I can take time off for myself, there may be no videos, or a lot less videos in the evening time. But my morning video is always going to be this. It's my wake up. It's me waking up. So I'm always going to allow this to stay. Love it or hate it, I'm going to allow it to stay. We got this Rockaware hat. Headed to Mexico. Sold for $8. I haven't heard nothing about my last Mexico order, so I'm guessing it made it through. Well, no, it's too soon. Too soon to call. So I don't know how these Mexico orders are getting through now. Won't have a problem till we have a problem, so won't worry about it till there's a problem. But anyway, back to the other thing. You know, not just humanity, but a lover of all life. From, you know, people to trees to animals. But don't get it twisted. If we get stranded, I will eat you to survive. We will go back to primal days if we're stuck in primal days. You know what I mean? Like, not you necessarily, human. I mean, I'm not out of the realm of doing soccer ball, plane crash stuff, soccer ball, football, plane crash stuff if necessary to survive. Oh, being weird this late in this video, I want to say thank you guys. Been doing the K1 responses, and it seems to have thrown a couple of people off. And then when you guys like the K1s, it makes them feel more isolated, not knowing what the hell it means. And to the ones that do, you've watched the right video at the right time to understand what the K1 means. So thank you for liking those K1s, because I think it helped. Let's just say, I think it helped. Psychology. Everything I do, there's a reason I do it. Whoops. And when it comes to the troll area, you're not, when I'm in my prime, you're not going to outwit me when it comes to stuff like that. KMC crew headed to the UK. Sold for $12. So it's been nice and peaceful. Haven't had any jokes to make in the last few days. I won't say peaceful because I don't mind it when it does, but I like getting the one up, if you will. One up. Word up. Cool little cameo up in here. Word up. Haven't heard that song in forever. All right. This is going to be the last. And we'll see where we're at dollar-wise. We are at 10.15. So have I made it at least to my low end at 150 by 10? My stomach just said no. Did you hear it? It answered. So it don't look like I've sold any international except what just sold this morning. Don't look like he shipped any last night. So we only got 4. International Worlds, print scan form. Jan went over to the bins this past weekend and she found I'm wearing women's pants because I had to keep them for myself. I'll show you what they look like. They were women's, they were new at tags. I'm like, no, I'm keeping those because they were going to fit me. But that's why I'm wearing my purple shirt. Check these. I'm a plaid guy. I love plaid stuff. And of course, purple is my favorite color. So check these out. And they go with my pink shoes. Love them. Had to keep those. Had to keep those. Yes, I did. As my dad say, what you doing wearing them woman's clothes? Because I can, Dad. Because I can. Because I look good in women's clothes. That's why. My dad was that old school kind of mentality, you know, which probably most old people are. Which why I try not to turn into something like that, like be stuck in my times. Like always try to be open to things. Because I was very open, you know, as a kid too. Not open as in, hi. I'm not that open. I'm straight as an arrow, but open to ideas and thoughts like that, you know, or understandings or whatever. All right, let's see where we're at. So 10.20, I'm at 162. So I made it past the low end. Yes. So that's a good start. Hopefully it don't do like yesterday where I just had everything stop here and there, just whoop, for like 3 hours. So there was like, I think 2 incidents yesterday where there was like a few hours of a block. So hopefully we'll get some solid sales today. Hopefully you guys will too. I want to see my graph. My graph's going like this for 4 days. I want to see a little bit upswing. So I know I don't have to go back 1%. So we'll play it by eyeball and see how it works out. So thanks everybody for hanging out, and I will see you all in the next video. Later.